Oh, I had a burp and a yawn at the same time. And why do you ask? Well, 'cause I had some Big Red. Big Red's good for you. It really is. Big Red originally was intended for hunting because deers love it, and it was made originally for indigestion, kind of like Pepto-Bismol. Believe it or not, look it up online. You'll find out for yourself. There's all kinds of things it's good for. So, well, actually, it was intended for. So, there's a long list of things. It's really crazy. If you look it up online, trust me, it's a good read. Now, well, let me get back to this real quick again. Get some vanilla ice cream, preferably vanilla with beans. Stick it in a cup, pour this on top of it, and you have a Big Red float, and it tastes really good. Now, let me get back to my original thing. Now, here it is Monday. We were supposed to get rained on like you wouldn't believe. I mean, the weather forecast guy was calling basically for monsoon type weather. Excuse me. And we didn't get nothing. The most we got was about probably an hour ago. And it is a decent little sprinkle. I'm not gonna lie. But it didn't last very long. And my sole intentions was to get my ass in the woods this weekend, but I followed the weather guy. I was listening to everything he had to say, and my exact words was, "Well, if it's gonna piss pour rain like that, I'm not going in the woods with a non-waterproof camera because I just had to replace it, and I don't want to replace another one." So I didn't go in the woods. No biggie. And I got plenty of time. There's still leaves on the trees. They're getting dry, they're getting brown, they're changing colors. They're starting to fall, but there's still leaves on the trees. I'm in no big hurry. I know some of y'all are like, "I want you to get in the woods, I want to see what goes on." But it's woods. Just like anywhere else. Except we have a little bit more things in some places, and some places have a little more things than we got. So, that's how it is. But on the side note, my elderberry bush I have grown over here, I've been picking heads off and on for the past 2 weeks. I have almost a gallon worth of elderberries. Now, the bush that I picked from the wild bush I picked from my mother's backyard, man, it was like mid-September, it was gone. Mine's producing like crazy still. There's still new blossoms coming up to where, of course, I know they're not going to make it, but there's like 2 or 3 new blossoms of different size. So fingers crossed they do. But if they don't, I don't expect them to. But I do know that they're still cranking out like crazy. My tomatoes are cranking out like you would not believe. Probably this evening sometime, I'm gonna send Junior out here with a little bucket container. I'm gonna have him pick all the small red cherries and a few other things on the tomato plants, because I got some red ones in there as well. And yeah, I mean, I'm gonna basically I'm gonna slice them a certain thickness. And I'm going to dry them. And I'm going to use them. Well, I'm going to dry some for cooking with. And I'm going to dry the others a certain way. And once I do it a certain way, I'm going to save them and use them for this mid to late winter. I'm going to start tomato seeds in the house, and so that way by springtime they'll be ready to stick outside and ready to go and everything else. So I'm going to do it. I got a lot of pepper plants that I had inside. I brought back outside. My philosophy is, screw it. I mean, since I brought them back outside, my Tabasco pepper plant, they're loaded with Tabasco peppers. Some aren't ready to be picked yet, some are, which is great for me, bad for the plant. Some of my other little chili peppers here, they were more sensitive than what the other ones were, and they kind of dissipated, and they're pretty much shot. And there's still some peppers on them, but what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to pick the peppers off, and actually I'm going to wait till they mature, then pick them up and lay them on top of the soil, so that way they'll decompose, the seeds will go back in the soil, they'll spend all winter long out here, they'll do their stratifying type, I guess, ordeal, and then in the spring they'll come back up as plants, and hopefully they'll produce and everything be hunky-dory. If not, then no big deal. I'll just have to take a different approach. Now, which I'm not going to video inside the house because I'm going to be doing other things and music going. And every time I have music going on YouTube, YouTube gets their panties in the wad, and they're like, oh, well, you can't have that because it's not your own music. So, yeah, I'm not going to videotape in the house. But I'm making a buttload of apple butter. Now, I have some jars already set out, some jars in the water bath heating up, so that way I can put the material into the jar. Besides a warm material going into a cold jar, it'll be warm going into hot. I got the lid soaking where they get nice and gummy, so that way I can put everything together, water bath it, and be done. And yeah, I'm hoping I'm gonna have more than I have planned to can, because that means I'll keep some for myself. Most of this batch right here is going to be taken either to the farmer's market or the secondary farmer's market, which is after, see, the one I go to goes from 11 to 3. And there's another one out in the county that goes from 4 to 6. So I'm thinking about just saying, hey, just going out there, if I don't do anything on this next one coming up, taking my excess off there. And because I had, there's people that I set up with at the Rendezvous market that say if you go to the one out in the county, you'll more likely get rid of everything you have. So that's what I'm gonna be shooting for. Now, I did some digging, and I did some real digging for the extract that I make. Now, see, if the apple butter, pickles, stuff like that, anything I take to market like that, I have to get some kind of certification through the state, because I'm selling food. With the extracts, as long as I let it sit for the minimum, bare minimum of 8 months, and I bottle it and I label it and I take it up there to sell, I don't need a license for it because it's considered extract, not alcohol drinking. I found out from another vendor. Kind of saves my ass, but yeah, good news for me, even better news for my pocketbook, because I got a bunch of stuff in the house that won't be ready until I started probably about June, July, and it will not be ready until at least March. So with the calculations and everything else, let's see, March is 9 months, exactly 1 month past the prime, bare minimum, which is good for me. Like I said, of course I had to use my fingers because I'm kind of slow, It's Kentucky. It's a Kentucky thing. You just have to get used to it. But yeah, tomorrow, if weather plays fair and everything plays fair, I'm not gonna be at home. I'm I'm gonna be out gathering a few things. Yeah. My 20 ounce is almost gone. No more Big Red. But it's okay because I have a Cherry RC 2-liter in the refrigerator getting cold for tonight's dinner. And what's tonight's dinner gonna be? I could not tell you. I have no idea. Probably burritos, or I'll make some redneck homemade beanie weenies. Yeah. It's easy, quick, fills you up, gives you a little bit of toot-toots in the next day. You know, high in fiber. It's barbecue sauce, which is always good with just about anything. But anyway, that's about it really. Other than I've been making apple butter, apple juice, which I'm going to turn the apple juice into apple jelly. And then here soon I have to acquire strawberries, cranberries, and cherries. And those are the 3 main ingredients I need for what they call a Christmas jelly. I found an Amish recipe for it. I'm gonna go buy it. Now they use a lot of the skins, which you would call it a jam, not a jelly. That's what we call it, a jam. Y'all call it something different, probably like preserves or something. But those are my 3 main ingredients, and then on top of it, instead of using your standard beet white sugar, that's, to me, I call it artificial sugar, I'm gonna go out and see if I can find some actual cane sugar and use cane sugar versus artificial sweeteners I refer to. And now the reason why I'm going to make this is because one of the girls I went to school with, well, she's not a girl anymore, she's a woman, asked me, since I'm doing all these crazy cooking things and everything else, she said her grandmother used to make this in about this time of year, and that she'd let it sit until about Christmas time, and it was always known as Christmas jelly, and wanted to know if I could do it. And of course, but she couldn't find the actual recipe for me, or she just forgot about it, one of the two. She is old like me. But I looked up online and I found an Amish recipe. It's almost close to what she was talking about. And but yeah, I'm gonna start working on it. So I should have that up and ready. Well, up and going probably this coming weekend, maybe, or next, one or two. I'm not in no really big rush to make it. I mean, I'm still getting all the information on it and everything else. The reason why I'm not in a big rush for it is because I'm still here messing with my peppers, getting peppers off my plants, getting some heads off my elderberry plant over there. I've been taking all the main blackberries off the elderberry, and of course I have some stragglers, they're kind of red and green, stuff like that, or some green ones still occasionally. But I've been taking those and putting them over here on the corner side of my bush line, and I have another piece over here which it's close to the fence line next to my walnut tree. I was looking, and somebody got a brain fart for some reason, but it's really a good rotted area over there, a bunch of like a tree, I hate to use the word tree trunk, because it's not really a trunk, it's probably about 3.5 feet or maybe 4 foot long of a tree trunk that's left of it, and it's been sitting there rotting. And I put it around the side of it where a lot of the decay's falling off, and it's made the ground nice and rich and everything else. So I put some other berries over there. Hopefully it'll clump up there along with the ones that are clumping up here. And I took some excess of the ones I had, and I threw them aside where my other elderberries are, so maybe it'll grow more plants up inside of it, and make a bigger, thicker bush. I've probably done a dumb thing doing it, but that's my life. I do dumb stuff, so you just kind of get used to it after a while. But yeah, hopefully all those will come up next year. On top of what's already grown over here, I'll have more elderberry. I took a bunch of seed caplets, some of the stuff that I had picked out to Puckett, so he can drop them out around his yard, and hopefully he'll get some elderberries out there. Now, my brain parts have been going crazy, as I call my ideas, brain parts, because well, I've already calculated roughly I'm going to need 2 skids of cinder blocks, and I haven't asked about a delivery price yet because I don't have the money to buy them yet. So once I do get the money to buy 2 skids of cinder blocks, I guess I'll have to contact Lowe's and say, hey, how much is a freight charge with one of your trucks to bring out 2 skids of cinder blocks? Because that's what I'm going to use to redo my garden beds with. And they're going to be wider. They're going to be the same length, but they're going to be wider and maybe 3 blocks high instead of 2. I'm not for sure yet. I might go 2, but then again, I might go 3 so I can get more depth. But either way I go, you know, it's going to be great. Now, with that being said, I'm going to have a lot bigger garden. A lot bigger garden. Which means I'm going to grow way more than what I did this year. And everything's going to be spaced just enough to where it be done almost perfect. I won't be, you know, growing stuff on top of other stuff. I'll have enough room, and everything will go to plan. And then we got to finish moving those old rotten boards out there off the side yard where the goat pen was, so we can take them up to the burn barrel and incinerate them. But I'm not going to incinerate nothing until we get some rain, because we're dry, and I don't want to have even though it's a contained burn. All it takes is a couple of cinders to come up, blow it through the air, to land on some dry leaves, and poof, you have an out of control fire. So until we get rain or snow, one of the two, I'm not going to burn anything more in my burn barrel. Just be on the safe side, because I don't want to be the one to catch my redneck neighborhood on fire. So, but anyway, y'all have a great day, and I'll be sure to find a comical picture to post for this video, like I've done for so many others. I've been collecting pictures people have been sharing on Facebook. I got all kinds of stuff. I got some political, I got some dirty ones, I got some funny ones. It's just whatever mood I'm in, I just post whatever picture I think is comical at the time, or kind of like one of those pushing the poking the bear type things, you know. That's all I am. You know, who wants to see just, hey, I got this or I got that, or my ugly ass picture, you know, in the face of the video. But nobody wants to see my ugly ass picture. You want to see something comical, something that's going to make you say, hey, I want to click on this because this is funny looking, or what's behind this crazy looking picture. So anyway, y'all have a great day. Be careful, be safe. Don't worry about COVID-19. It's a bullshit scam. I've already had it. You know, it's like the flu. You're sick for a few days, and after that, you snap of a finger, you're up running around, you're acting like nothing ever happened. So it's BS. It's a political scam's what it is. But y'all have a great day, and keep your nose clean, and I'll see you again later.